Well, thanks for staying with us. Whether you're a parent, a grandparent, even an aunt or uncle, it's a common problem when we talk about children and their eating habits that you often run into children that say, I don't want that. Picky eaters, of course. Well, this midday, we are glad to have Grayson & Associates and Dr. Holly Deemer with us to talk about why kids are picky eaters and maybe even give us some tips on how we can handle it. It's a tough problem.
It is. I hear it a lot. The issue with toddlers is, one, they're not growing as quickly. So we think they need to eat as much as they did a few months ago, and they actually may not. So we need to adjust that expectation. And then, of course, they're trying to assert their independence, and they have short attention spans. So sitting through a meal might just be too much to expect of them.
Absolutely. It makes dinner time kind of more of a tug-of-war time.
It does.
Toddlers don't like being strapped for a long period of time. So how does one say, okay, we got somewhere to go, but you've got to eat these veggies?
Right. Well, I think the word of the day for this segment is relax.
Okay.
If we can all just remember, the more wound up we are, the more wound up our children are. So we need to relax. And then for a toddler, they need to make choices. That's part of needing to be independent.
So that's a good thing.
It's a good thing. So do you want to hold your banana or do you want it in wheels? Then they get to make the choice, but it's a win-win because you're still getting them to eat their banana.
I like that. Creativity, cutting it in wheels or something like that.
Right.
Well, with that being said, also, you know, it's tough these days. We always hear child obesity plaguing the headlines.
Yes.
I guess we have to give, as the adult, this child healthy options, healthy choices.
Exactly. And that's just it, options. If they get to choose from healthy alternatives, they feel like they're making the choice, but you know that what you've offered them, it's either yogurt or carrots or, you know, something, but it's all healthy.
It's all healthy.
And so we need to limit the unhealthy alternatives, particularly an hour or two before mealtime, or they're not going to be motivated to eat what we've offered them. You
know, Steph's a new mom, and I've heard her talk about this before, how it's amazing how children kind of, they know what sweet is. Like,
yes,
even if they haven't, you know, and so how do we negate that? How do we say, you know, I guess the healthy options, but what if they're really adamant about that candy bar?
I think it's, you know, every once in a while a treat is okay, and you know, we need to offer them that sometimes so that they know how to moderate themselves, but also knowing that fruits are sweet and that can satisfy their sweet craving as well as chocolate can. So offering those healthy alternatives. And with older kids, the problem is more anxiety, that I don't know what this is and I don't want to try something new. So you want to involve them in shopping or cooking or even growing something.
That's good, Dr. Deemer.
The more you expose them, the more familiar they are. And then I really encourage parents to not become a short order cook. You say, this is what we have. And if you're relaxed and you say, this is what we have, when you're ready to eat, you go ahead. Then that kind of takes the power struggle out of it, and they feel like they're not being forced to eat. And so then it's just more relaxed, and it's
a good thing.
It's a good thing for dinner time.
Dr. Deemer is so eloquent in breaking this all down. Even I feel empowered now, so I know how to handle my little BJ when he comes back to visit us. Argentina. Thank you so much. Of course, Dr. Deemer with Grayson & Associates. Stay with us. Steph has a final check of your report when we get back.